Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a fun way of how to beat the Eternal Dragons on hard stage 1-1, which obviously is going to be one of the most difficult ones to beat. I have previously done a video on this one, just, generally talking about this boss and how to beat it. I'm going to pin that video like over there or over there, at the end of this one. And, in case you cannot do the team that I'm showing, try to watch the other one. If that one's still not helpful enough, leave it in the comments below, and I'm going to try to make a more in-depth guide or show some different other teams that you could use to beat the Eternal Dragon, like I said, on stage 120 on hard. He's a little bit of a complicated boss because his kit kind of, blocks your active skills, blocks your cooldowns. He can do some really crazy stuff and he can smack really hard. But the team that I was using basically was mostly something revolving around Geomancer. So this was the first variation that I'm going to play here in the back. And this team was relying on using Rector Drath, Arbiter, Mighty Uko, which was a previous fusion. And then there was Herding for, for the faster wave clear. And this team is a little bit, it's pretty good and pretty easy to achieve, in my opinion, as long as you have Geomancer. Like, the key to this type of team is using Geomancer, and it's relying on trying to have enough resistance to resist the boss's block active skills that he does on his first skill. One of the reasons why I brought Arbiter in here is because I wanted to show it that it can be relatable for the sake of the speeds, because as you can see, I'm running Rector Drath for the sake of the resistance lead in here. I didn't want to bring, my Safety, but I'm going to show you that variation as well. And basically what Rector brings us, she brings like the Perfect Veil with some heals, she brings the decreased attack on the A1 if we're lucky enough for her to land it, and she brings the resistance while we're under Perfect Veil. While we are under Perfect Veil, we get extra 50 resistance from Rector Draft's passive. As you saw, we can still do our skills. We do not get, we did not get our skills locked because we still have the decreased accuracy out there, either landed by Geomancer or landed by Mighty Uko's A2. Obviously, Uko might have been a little bit overkill for the sake of the revive, but it can still provide backup revive, increased speed, and basically I just used Uko for the sake of decreased accuracy in here. As you see, we keep getting that resist. Trust me, we don't have some crazy stats in here. Like, the stats are nothing too crazy on these people because, like I said, I try to make it as relatable as possible by, using Arbiter, which everybody gets. Rector Draft is an epic that, if you use one of those logins that use Rector Draft, you can just straight up, you have her. Or maybe pull her along the way. If you don't have Rector Draft, there's somebody that can do this even more fun, and that's Boragar the Elder. He brings the 60 resist aura, but at the same time he brings the increased resistance. That can be huge for the sake of this boss. There's very few people that do increased resistance, but that's another way of doing it over here. Mighty Uko, for example, could be replaced in this team by Lord Chamfort if you do have a Lord Chamfort, or like, any other champion that brings you the decreased accuracy that makes it a little bit more relatable. Then the other one that I did was a variation like this that actually used Lydia instead of the Herding. It's a little bit slower, but Lydia brings herself the strengthen. I locked Uko's A3 on the boss part because we already have the increased speed from Lydia, and bringing the strengthen makes us survive more, and also having the decreased defense and the weaken, especially on the boss part, is a little bit, makes it so that our damage goes faster and it's a little bit safer. At the end of the day, what you have to do with this team is when you get to the boss, click the boss, because otherwise Geo's gonna place that HP bar randomly on any other people, which you don't really want to. You want him to always have the HP bar on the boss, because all the damage, for example in this team specifically, comes either from War Masters or it comes from the reflex from Geo's passive, because every AoE that we get either from the boss or especially from the side adds like these two over here, that just straight up transforms into damage to the boss. Let's see, when the adds hit on the side, you're gonna see some damage proccing on the boss. Boom, look at that. That was the first hit, the boss's hit, and now when the second ad hits, we didn't get those takes from the passive, but still, look at the damage, look at the HP that the boss is getting. Like, it's going lower and lower, and the thing is, he's gonna start eating that one, and he's gonna do this hit. Then when he comes back to the passive where he tries to revive someone, because we didn't kill the side adds, he's gonna get a rage buff or like vengeance buff. I don't know exactly how it's called, but that one's gonna make him hit even harder. And by the time he gets that buff, he's already almost dead. So by having the boss hit harder, that means the boss is just gonna kill himself faster, you know? So this team works pretty fun, it's pretty nice. And now, as you can see, these were the stats, these were the, sorry, the turns that we did. Let me show you the whale version of that, because, you know, there's always the whale version, where I used, well, I brought in Mithrala, I brought in Seifi, kept Lydia, and I brought in Tranda for the sake of killing the waves faster. I locked everybody's skills in here, because you want to keep, for example, if you bring somebody like an Arbiter or a Seifi, you want to keep that 10-meter boost for the sake of the boss, in case you have everybody else's speed slower. If you have everybody running over 250 speed, then you don't really care. Just make sure that you have Geomancer's A3 ready when you get to the boss. Specifically, lock the A2 and just have the A3 ready. So having the A3 on the boss, as soon as he starts getting a hit, he's straight up gonna damage himself. Like you saw, for example, I already had my skills locked on my Geomancer, but with this type of team, it doesn't really matter. I don't have the decreased accuracy unless he lands it on the A1, and he does, but that's not important because we have so much strong support around with the Lydia and with the Mithrala that we don't really care, honestly. Plus, I didn't even have a Brimstone proc yet. There's the Brimstone, so as soon as the boss does one of the skills, like one of the active skills, again, you're gonna see some crazy damage. But look at that, boss is almost already dead, and we didn't even, you know, we didn't even sweat yet. One other key thing that helped me really much, helped me a lot in this team, is having Geomancer in a reflex, because even if you have the what's it called, the cooldown increased by the boss's third skill, this one over here, the one that's on the side, let me show you actually this one. So even if the boss uses that one and you have the skills locked by Geomancer skill locked, with the reflex you have a chance to just straight up decrease the cooldown once you get a turn, a second turn, and then you're good to go. So let me show you a few of the builds that I used in there and a few of the stats. So Mithrala is obviously my stone skin. This is my arena Mithrala, fast, high accuracy, high resist. Masteries for her. I'm just gonna quickly go through them. I'm trying to keep this video short. My Tranda is my arena Tranda. These are her masteries. Savage plus cruel. She's pretty slow, but she's just there to smash for sake of arena. Then my Seifi is swift parry, pretty fast. Then survivability stats. I only care about speed, and these are her masteries. Lydia, these are the masteries for Lydia. Lydia have built in a reflex as well, because that's how I use her for the sake of Hydra. Reflex, these are the stats. You don't necessarily need the reflex, but usually on Lydia you prefer to have 250 speed, 350 accuracy, and 350 resist for overall content, especially Doom Tower Hard, and then survivability stats. Then Geomancer, the man of the, you know, man of the hour and the reason of this video, he's in reflex plus perception. He's a little bit overkill on the accuracy because this is my Iron Twins Geomancer, so that's why I have him like this. Normally you would have, like, you need 350 accuracy, and the resistance that you're looking for is around 300, like 250 to 300 with the decreased accuracy landing. Because if we have a look on the Hell Hades website in the raid stages tool, it shows you here. So we're basically on Doom Tower Rotation 2, final boss on hard. So if you look over here, it says that the boss has 350 accuracy. In order to resist that, you need 455 resist. But by bringing the what's it called, the Seifi lead, for example, or in this case the Rector Drath lead, we drop 55 resist requirement, so that goes to 200. But by landing the decreased accuracy as well, sorry, 400. By landing the decreased accuracy as well, the resistance requirement goes even lower to like 200, 250. So that's why I didn't stress changing that much. And you saw, for the sake of the Seifi team, that because we didn't have the decreased accuracy land, Geomancer's skills were put on cooldown with this amount of resist. We needed a lot more, obviously. Mighty Uko is my Hydra Uko. He's in a taunting set. You know, I just put some random people in there to test out, show you some supports that most people are gonna have, and use them alongside the Geomancer and show you that the team is gonna work. My Seifi is just my standard speed Seifi. These are her stats with speed and decent survivability stats. Again, arena masteries. I even tried some stuff with Seal of the Drakes, with V6 the Unbowed, with Tomb Lord, with Beauregard the Other. Like I said, all of these options work. What you need, like I said, you need to make sure the Geomancer goes before the boss goes, puts that A3 on the boss. You need to make sure you have some revive in there, high resistance, preferably a resist lead, because if the boss locks all of your skills, like everybody's skills, it can be a bit tricky. But if it doesn't lock it for people like the Seifi or like the Arbiter, and you can keep boosting to keep moving faster and faster, then that's not going to be that big of a problem, as you saw, for example, with my Seifi team. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. If you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye, guys.